Simple linear regression models the relationship between an independent variable and a dependent variable. So as an example of some Python code, this code right here predicts salaries based off of years of experience. So here's our dummy data for years of experience, which is our independent variable, and then salary, which is dependent variable. So our salary depends on our years of experience. What we can do with the scikit-learn, so all these Python libraries that give us all these methods out of the box, we can use simple linear regression right here. We train the linear regression model by fitting the best fitting line in our data, and then we can just use model.predict to predict the salaries. And if we log these out, we can see here what the predicted salaries are, and then our simple regression line where we have our actual data, which are these points, and then the regression line that would say it predicts. Let's say at 4.5 years of experience, you would probably be around 57,000 in salary. But how does this all work under the hood? So up here, all we're doing is just saying fit and then predict. Well, the secret that makes the line fit your data so well is called ordinary least squares, or OLS. So specifically what it does is it's a method used to find the optimal m and b, so m, slope coefficient, mx plus b, and b, the y-intercept, that makes the line fit the data as closely as possible. And these are the equations, where it's essentially finding the error, which is the difference between the predicted and actual value, and then squaring them and summing them up. And right here, you just see some simple substitution. So the predicted value, or y hat, is the same as mx plus b, which is just going to be this slope, because we have our actual data and then the predicted data. And we want to find the minimum amount of error or difference between the actual and predicted value, and then just draw a line through it. And that is what ordinary least squares does. And the reason I often hear, why do people square the error? And that is to avoid negative errors. So you just have positive ones, because if you multiply a negative and a negative, you get a positive, and also penalize large errors more harshly. So because it's squared, it's an exponential increase. So if we just view this again, which I believe it's the exact same code, but this time it's our best fit line, which is done with OLS, which basically means a line that's drawn through here, where the distance between the actual data and this line is the smallest when we get the difference and then square them. So behind the scenes, back in this code, model.fit right here uses OLS to compute the slope and intercept. And then after that, this red line that's drawn minimizes the squared errors between the actual and predicted salaries in our case, or dependent variable. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my software and courses in the description. Take it easy.